church has us reflecting on the transfiguration. I should say not the church, but our Lord, very strategically and deliberately orchestrated that this would happen right before the Passion, because it's at the crux of the whole thing. Our Lord's turn towards Jerusalem and the Passion. So it is preparation for the cross, and it's a prefigurement or foreshadowing of the resurrection. That's the whole point of this episode here. To give the apostles and all of us hope heading into the cross that on the other side is the resurrection. And that our Lord's going to endure the shame. He's going to despise the shame for the sake of the joy that was set before him. And he wants us to make our turn toward Jerusalem, turn toward the cross, knowing that on the other side of it is the resurrection. So, first I just want to make that even more explicit, because that's exactly what it says in the Catechism here. That very thing. He began his public ministry with his baptism, where the Father's voice was heard and the Spirit descended on him like a dove. That was at the beginning. It was kind of like the first regeneration points towards the sacrament of baptism, where this whole process of the Christian life begins. Now, at this next juncture, important juncture, before his Passion, once again, the Father's voice is heard and the Spirit comes in the form of a cloud. And this is pointing to our second regeneration, ultimate regeneration, when the work of grace is finished in us. It gives us a preview or foretaste of what our bodies will look like. What life will be like for us post-resurrection. So the sacrament regeneration, the second regeneration, our own resurrection, that's what this really points to. The transfiguration gives us a foretaste of Christ's glory is coming, when he will change our lowly body to be like his own glorious body. It's going to be metamorphosed. A metamorphosis. It's kind of cool how Matthew here uses that word, metamorpho in Greek, more metamorphosis. Remember geology, earth science, metamorphic rock? Isn't that where like pressure and heat compress igneous or sedimentary, or what's that other one? Whatever, different kinds of rocks in the ground get like mashed and heated up, and they become a whole new rock. Or, what's the little caterpillar goes into chrysalis? Is that the right word? And then comes out the other side, a butterfly. That's a metamorphosis. That's cool that that word's used here. It's going to be like metamorphic. When God is finished with us, our bodies, inspires hope, Lent is a time of kind of ominous, it's ominous. Tribulation's coming down range. What our Lord's got to pass through. Ooh, really feel that with the Chosen. Whenever the next season comes out of the Chosen, we're very attached to our Lord now. Watching that series, and I feel it. I feel it more, because now people are bonded with Jesus, because it's not just a movie, it's a television show. You really spend a lot more time with him, and you get to know him more, and you feel closer to him, and the thought of what's coming, of what's in store for him, it's dreadful to think about. If it's like that watching a TV show, can you imagine the apostles? So our Lord tells them 5 times in Matthew's gospel, plus a couple other allusions thrown in, that he's going to suffer and die. He explicitly tells them what's going to happen to him. And they disbelieve. They can't fathom that this is going to happen. What is our body going to look like? Our Lord wants us to know that. Wants us to have a clear picture of the resurrection as we face down the cross, it's going to be imperishable, it's going to be glorious, powerful, spiritual. These are the four attributes that Paul uses to describe the resurrected body in 1 Corinthians 15. Very important chapter where he discusses the resurrection in great detail. And this is, the church has always taught these four things. It's going to be incorruptible. It's going to be glorious or luminous, claritas. Okay? So as our Lord is emanating light, so will we. And it's going to be powerful. It's going to be able to travel at the speed of thought. Yeah, if the speed of light is like the fastest you can go in the cosmos, physical things can't really go faster than that. Despite what they say in Star Trek and Star Wars, hyperspace and warp drive or whatever. Look, you can't get going much faster than the speed of light. It's a law of physics. And if that's the fastest we can go, and it's pretty dang fast, can't get very far. Take you 3 years, almost 3 years, just to get to the closest star, the planet Earth. So, got to be able to go faster than that. How about traveling at the speed of thought? How would you like that? Speed of thought. Spiritual body will be powerful and will be able to travel at the speed of thought. Think about it, you're there. It's a spiritual body, it's kind of numinous, it's kind of mysterious. It can go through doors, walls, something with quantum physics, I guess. I don't know. But it's pretty cool. This body that we're going to have, 50 zillion million billion times better than all the superpowers rolled up into one. Keep thinking about that. When we're facing down the cross, we got to remember this is just a finite temporal amount of pain and suffering for an infinite amount of glory. A weight of glory. Eyes not seen, ears not heard. The resurrection needs to be on our mind an awful lot. Today we get a glimpse of it, and our Lord deliberately wants us to have that glimpse of it. Because that's what we're going to look like. St. Paul uses the same word. Doesn't appear hardly at all in the New Testament, this word metamorpho, okay? St. Paul uses it, though, on one occasion that's noteworthy. It's in the Transfiguration of Matthew and Mark, and then he uses it here in 2 Corinthians 3. Very important text. We all, with unveiled face, beholding, literally the word there is reflecting, like as in a mirror. Beholding the glory of the Lord, are being changed, metamorpho, into his likeness from one degree of glory to another. The process has already started in a certain sense in this life. We're going to reflect the glory of the Lord. When we see him as he is, we shall be like him for all the ages. That's exactly what St. John says in his first letter here. Does not yet appear what we shall be. Yeah, we can say these things. We're going to have subtlety, and glory and luminosity and power, all the stuff, incorruptibility. We hardly know what we're saying. One of these people up there, a saint in glory, and a resurrected body came and appeared to us right now, we'd all fall on our faces. Think we were seeing a vision of God or something. We wouldn't know what we were seeing. They would have to get us up off the floor and say, whoa, 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 whoa. Get up, y'all. I'm just one of you. I'm just like you. Yeah, this is what you're going to look like. I'm not God. It's merely the reflection of God in me. I'm reflecting the glory of the Lord. This is the finished work of grace. This is where this whole thing's going. It's basically what's happened on the Mount of Transfiguration today. So it's a very important pointer. Beyond the cross to the resurrection, does not yet appear what we shall be, but we know that when he appears, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. St. John says in his first letter there. So, I don't know, I like the humanity all the while, of the apostles. There they are. You got Moses and Elijah talking to our Lord. In Luke's gospel, they're asleep. There they are, laying there. And the pillars of the church. Okay. Asleep on the Mount of Transfiguration, Moses and Elijah. I love this casual scene. They're just standing there chit-chatting about his exodus that he's going to accomplish. His departure from this world. Can be translated that way. The Greek word is exodos, a way out. That's what he's discussing with them in Luke's gospel, his exodos. Okay? It can be translated to cease. That's how King James, good old King James version translates it. Because it means the same thing. Is going out or going away. When somebody is deceased, they're going away. They're not passing away. I don't like that passing away business. So-and-so passed away. I like to say crossing into eternity. They're going away. Our Lord's discussing his going away, his departure, his decease, his exodus. I'm going out. I'm going away. Beyond that cross and that tomb. I'm going to another world. And you all are invited to follow me. Look. Get a glimpse of what you're going to look like in the meantime. So what are they doing while he's discussing this with Moses and Elijah? Sleeping there in the grass. The pillars of the church. So I find great comfort and consolation in this. 2 throne seekers and a guy who runs from the cross. The pillars of the church. 2 guys who want to sit at his right hand and his left when he comes into his power, James and John, famously. Don't even know what they're asking. And then Peter, who backs down off a serving girl and runs from the cross, tries to dissuade our Lord from going to the cross, afraid of the cross. These 3 guys who are asleep in Luke, and they're going to be sound asleep in the Garden of Gethsemane. There they are. Pillars of the church. I love it. I love the humanity of these guys. And you got Moses and Elijah present there. It's otherworldliness, Our Lord conversing with them. And that's the last thought I have on this subject. I love that casual conversation they're having with our Lord. Folks, when we get to the other side, when we cross over into eternity and have this kind of resurrected, glorified body, we'll be able to converse with the Lord like that. Moses and Elijah aren't any different than any of the rest of us, okay? They're ordinary men like the rest of us, human beings. So was Peter, James, and John. All right? Join the human race. We're all the same. They were given a special role in salvation history. But look, all of us will be able to converse like that with the Son of God, with the Lord. When we see him face to face. And when we see him, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is.